Hi, welcome back to Rohrich Knows podcast. Well, let's talk about the Golden Bachelor. Now, I have to make a confession here. You know, my staff has been talking to me about this for quite some time, and I never even have watched The Bachelor, let alone The Golden Bachelor. But I guess it's never too late to fall in love again. So what is The Golden Bachelor? I mean, I think we have to go back to, the dating reality series that, that started really 15, 20 years ago. And it's a reality TV series. And this one is a little bit unique. It's a spin-off of The Bachelor, but it is a cast of senior citizens. I guess I'm a senior citizen. And this one stars a 72-year-old gentleman named Jerry Turner, who's a retired restaurateur and a widower from Hudson, Indiana. So it's kind of intriguing. It's a very interesting spin-off. And so, we all know reality TV, is all about just, the shock value and all of those things. There's a bachelor, there's a bachelorette. But is there really a reality TV that's going to ask and talk about, life experience, maturity, intelligence, and actually have something that has some meaning in life? I said, wow. Well, let's see. Is The Golden Bachelor going to resolve that and improve the ratings? Well, it looks like it's done that. So, it's really interesting when you look at the trailers of The Golden Bachelor. I wasn't exactly thrilled, but, I haven't really watched much of The Bachelor. But it's an older gentleman who's really a nice guy. And, he's being paired with women that are, in his age range, not somebody who's half his age range like they see in the movie stars. So, Gary Turner, he's a sweet and dapper guy. He's a widower. And so basically, he's kind of an ideal Golden Bachelor for this first series. And apparently he married his high school sweetheart for 43 years. And then she somehow passed from an unexpected bacterial infection just weeks before they retired and were moving to their dream lake house. So 6 years later, at the bequest of his daughters, and he said, you know what? He's open to giving love another shot. So here he is beginning his journey with 22 Golden Bachelorettes as contestants. So that's kind of intriguing. I think it's a wow. And so this kind of goes back to the Golden, the Bachelors, where everybody comes in, they're all decked out and kind of showboating. And so that kind of started that way. But is it really going to end that way? I don't know. I mean, many of them are widows, divorcees, have kids. They're basically women who've had complete lives and now are looking at another chance of love. So I think, you know what? That sounds like a good story. And so it doesn't sound at all like, the Bachelor and Bachelorettes that we've seen in the past. So, well, they're all competing to win his heart. And so I guess there's kind of a drama and some pettiness here. So, yeah, they show up and they're all dressed up. And then and I think one of them came in a motorcycle. So they're kind of, trying to see who's better. But, is it really an outlier, or is it going to be more of the same thing? I think the more I've looked into it and watched it, I think it's a little different. I think, you're actually getting some reality TV with probably some reality of what life's all about. And actually kind of removing the ageism concept that anybody over 40 is over the hill, and that guess what? They're remarkable people. They're smart, they're intelligent, and, they have a lot more to offer than somebody that may not be 30 or 40. So I think it's important that we talk about that because, in real life and in movies, people are portrayed as sexy until they're about 40, then they're out the pasture. But I think ageism is truly pervasive in all of our cultures and in marketing. And so I think that it's something that it's actually a good turn for a major network to talk about, and facial aging. And aging itself is not just something that, quote unquote, is something you should be ashamed of, but it's actually something to be celebrated. It's actually not only a proof of life, but of a proof of life that's well lived and deserving of, some wisdom. And certainly those of us who are over 40, I think it really gives us that edge of saying, hey, we've been there, done that, and we know what it's like, and we're a little wiser for that. So I think that goes back to the stigmata of really the older trends, especially as they affected women in Hollywood. And male co-stars were always more graceful, at least that's how they were portrayed, and versus a female counterpart. So I think that this could be a reversal, because the Golden Bachelor has women that, even though he's 72, he has women that are in this group of between 60 and 70. So it's actually kind of good. It's kind of similar types of similar types of people that actually have lived lives, have kids, some have grandkids. I think that's good. So I think that is a very good start. So it really speaks to the idea, that, looks are more than skin deep, and aging is a true asset, because with that comes experience, expertise, and wisdom, and I think that's what we've all learned once you've gotten beyond 30 or beyond 40. And I think it's time to change that image on social media where, what I call the Kardashian effect, who are really probably the most notorious culprits for, morphing their faces and their nipping in their waists and doing all that stuff. And it's time to kind of say, hey, this is the reality of who and what we are. And yes, we've had things done. Yes, we've had Botox, we've had fillers and all those things. And really, I think we need to flip the switch and saying, it's totally great to look your age, or actually look the best for your age, and quit ignoring people that are over 40, but embrace them like they do in other cultures. The Japanese culture, in fact, does that. So I think the American culture could learn something from this. So let's just see what happens, where it's really, aging is a process that should be celebrated as a gift. You're alive, you're well, and you're smarter, and guess what? You're not afraid of doing things because you want to do things because of who and what you are, not because of what somebody else thinks. What other people think of you is none of your business. And I think that's what the Golden Bachelor kind of celebrates, that, you've been successful in your life. It's kind of a signal to say to people, hey, I'm me, and here's what I want to do about me in the future. So you're embracing the beauty of your aging process and who and what you are. And I think that's the beauty of this Golden Bachelor. Now, will that transfer into other future episodes where you're truly going to celebrate that? I don't know. I think the ratings certainly are up because it's a different version on The Bachelor and The Bachelorette scene. So I think it's actually a fantastic version, and I think it's kind of glaring that the Bachelor franchise, finally had to subvert and go to this type of change, which actually I think is in sync with what's happening with the aging of the American population, is that, just because you're over 40 doesn't mean you don't matter anymore. In fact, there's so many successful people out there that are just starting their careers and blossoming in their 40s and 50s and 60s, and I think that's a good thing. So I think the Golden Bachelor celebrates that, and I like that. I like that a lot, and I hope that's a tradition that's going to continue, and so that's why I like that. So, will this first impression of the Golden Bachelor matter, and will it change the Bachelor itself? I don't know. I mean, or will they resort back to all the bickering and fighting that they've had from the previous Bachelor? I hope not, because I think we need to celebrate this new shift. It would be a quantum shift to saying, hey, it's not about your age, it's not about who and what your beauty or your lack of beauty is, but it's about who you are as a person, your character. And I think that's a great thing to celebrate. So that's why I'm talking about the Golden Bachelor. And is it something that will truly, be long-lasting? I think time will tell. I mean, obviously they've followed the same track as the others. They've kind of added, multiple people, and then they're now down to, I think, 2 women in the most recent episode, and now it's who is going to be the last one standing. and will it be, you know, the fitness instructor or the financial service professional? I think time will tell. But I think the big thing is, it is more of a reality of what's really happening in America versus The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. Because, you know, with the aging of America, I think there are incentives to not only look as good as you feel, but to say, hey, you know, I'm 50, I'm 60, I'm 70, and I want to look as good as I feel. And I am genuinely looking to meet somebody that I want to spend time with. And I think that's a good thing. And I think hopefully the Golden Bachelor is bringing that out to all of us that you know, feel that way. And if somebody wants to do that, it's okay. And in fact, we should celebrate that. So I think it's a good thing. So I think kudos are off to the Golden Bachelor. And I think, you know, just like, you know, it said in the beginning, you know, it's never too late to fall in love again. And I think he's an ideal guy to do that. And he's certainly been a gentleman, at least in the series that I've watched, as he's met and talked to all of these women. And, you know, time will tell. So I think the take-home message from the Golden Bachelor is, it's, you know, aging is a good thing. Aging is something to be celebrated. It's a proof of life, and that you can do great things no matter what your age, and you can, you know, live your best life. And the most important thing is, you know, best I know is, you know, this is, you know, life is not a dress rehearsal, so you got to go every day with your best gusto. So kudos to the Golden Bachelor. It's a 2 thumbs up for me. Give me your thoughts, give me your comments about the Golden Bachelor and other things. And again, helping you become a better you, and enjoy.
Perfect. Cut.
Okay, how long?